Hi guys, welcome back to History Help for You. Today we're going to be talking through Henry VIII's foreign policy. So first of all, we're going to talk through his aims and then split it up into different sections, talking about what he did at different times. So he wanted to establish himself as a major European monarch. He wanted to have his prestige recognised. He wanted to invade France. He was very hostile towards the French. Wanted to be aggressive, especially towards them. He wanted to secure some political alliances, which also would help to ensure the succession of his Tudor dynasty through marriage arrangements, and he wanted to be seen as a glorious warrior king like Henry V. In 1510, he renewed the Treaty of Étaples with France, which renegotiated the French pension, and also led to the creation of the Holy League, which was an alliance which was anti-French. So you could tell a lot of people did not like France, so that was brilliant. And that was between England, Spain, the Holy Roman Empire, Venice, and the papacy. However, Henry was essentially being used as a puppet by the Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian and Ferdinand of Aragon, who was the Spanish king. In 1512, he sent 10,000 men to southwest France under the command of the Marquis of Dorset, which Ferdinand used as a diversion to conquer Navarre. And in 1513, Henry himself led a force to northeastern France and won the Battle of the Spurs. This in reality was not a big win at all. However, it was used through propaganda that was massive, and within that he captured Therouanne and Tournai. Also in 1513, he encountered some conflict with Scotland on the Anglo-Scottish border, which then led to the Battle of Flodden in September, where the Earl of Surrey beat the Scots and James IV died, and an infant James V was left on the throne. Henry did not manipulate the situation, however, and more could have been done, like taking over parts of Scotland. However, as I'm sure we all know, wars are quite expensive, quite costly, so Henry had to liquidate some assets that he'd inherited from his father, Henry VII, and the French pension that he'd got from Treaty of Étaples he'd lost. And despite gaining Tournai from the Battle of the Spurs, he had to sell it back to the French. He actually sold it for less than how much he had actually repaired all of it for. Not ideal. Wolsey, however, was able to recover the pension from Étaples and secured a marriage alliance between Henry's younger sister Mary, not Princess Mary, and King Louis XII of France. So in 1514 that marriage happened. 1515 he dies, Louis dies, so that's not great. Marriage alliance out the window. He was then succeeded by Francis I. In 1516, Ferdinand of Aragon died, and there was Spanish and French peace under the Treaty of Noyon. 1517, there was a Treaty of Cambrai, which meant there was peace between Holy Roman Empire and France. There was also attempts to create some issues between Scotland and England. 1518, there was Treaty of London, which meant that general European peace was established. In 1520, there was the Field of Cloth of Gold. That was between Henry VIII and Francis. To be honest, Francis was a bit of a French version of Henry VIII. They were quite similar in the ways, but they just did not like each other. So the whole point of the Field of the Cloth of Gold was essentially to show off who has more wealth. Apparently, Henry got very angry with the whole idea after they had a wrestling match, and Francis won. So there was no diplomatic achievement to that. In 21, there was the Treaty of Bruges between England and Charles V. Charles V was the Spanish king who'd also been named as the Holy Roman Emperor, so was very powerful. So having an alliance with Charles meant that England was sort of elevating their position. In 1522, because England sided with Charles, we were at war with France again. We just love the French, can you tell? And Charles was victorious over the French at the Battle of Pavia, but there was little gain for England. We also had a Treaty of Amiens with France. There was an anti-imperial alliance. So this was then continued up into 1527, where England offered support to France against the Holy Roman Empire in Spain, because Charles, obviously very powerful, he is the Holy Roman Emperor and he's the Spanish king. Two quite big powers. Spain being a major power, and he's going to need all the help he can get, essentially. There was a Peace of Cambrai between France and the Holy Roman Empire in 1529, and there was also then a defensive alliance between England and France in 1532. 1533 marked the start of the break with Rome, and 1534 England finally broke with Rome, with the Pope being very angry at England. In 1539, there was a fear of invasion of England as the Pope tried uniting the Catholic powers in an anti-English crusade. 1540, Henry married Anne of Cleves, but this quickly dissolved. 1542, there was another invasion of Scotland, when the Scots were heavily defeated at the Battle of Soissons, and James V died, which I find, I'm going to go back a second, what I find quite interesting, right? 1513, James IV dies, and the throne was left to an infant James V, and now we go here, James V dies, and the throne is left to a 1 week old Mary, who would then become Mary Queen of Scots. That's mad. Anyway, Henry then wanted to make a marriage alliance between Prince Edward and Mary Queen of Scots. 1543, under the Treaty of Greenwich, the children were formally betrothed. I don't know if I said that right. But the Scottish Parliament refused to ratify this. Like, I don't want to do that. In 1544, he ordered the Earl of Hertford to carry out a punitive raid on Edinburgh, Leith, I don't know how you say that, Leith or Leith, and St Andrews. And Henry was desperate for one last chance at military glory. He wanted to go for France again. Can you tell he really liked the French? He was unable to successfully siege Montreuil, but captured Boulogne. And in 1545, Francis sent troops to the Scottish border to reinforce a possible invasion of England. The English were then defeated at the Battle of Ancre-Moor, and Henry's flagship, the Mayo, sank. So essentially, the later years of Henry's foreign policy, while they have some successes in Scotland, it then sort of failed like 1545 onwards. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today's video on foreign policy. I'm going to try and get last video out. I can't remember what I've not done yet. But yeah, I think I've got like one video left to do on Henry VIII, and then I'm gonna start with Edward, break over to Somerset and Northumberland, and then do Mary and that lot. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.